On this week's episode, Pete's got a problem, and a problem, and a problem, and a problem. But together, we find a way to solve it. Thanks for calling Character Construction Site. How can I help you?
Hello, what are you doing over there?
Oh, hi Pete. How's it going? I'm just doing what I normally do over here, just...
Look, I don't have time for our normal witty banter today. We can definitely use this for the show, but I just gotta jump right into it because I may have rented the tiger from the zoo and then let it loose in my house.
What? Why would you do that?
Well, I needed the tiger to get rid of the dog.
What dog? You don't have a dog.
Well, actually, I have a dog now. I needed it to get rid of the cat.
What are you talking about? You don't have a cat either.
Well, yeah, now I have a cat too. See, I needed that to get rid of the mouse.
Do not tell me that you got a mouse to get rid of the cheese.
Sheesh, I didn't do that. What do I look like to you? I was eating breakfast and I saw the mouse and it scared me really bad. So I ran to the pet store to get a cat. But then the cat went bonkers in my house and started running all over the place. I think he and the mouse teamed up to get me, and then that's when I went to get the dog.
Pete, this is nuts. Did you ever stop to think that maybe there would be a better solution than this?
What do you mean, better solution? I thought of the cat.
Well, yeah, but aren't there other options you could have chosen?
Exactly, that's why I got the tiger.
Sometimes when we have a problem, if we don't think through multiple possible solutions, we can actually make the problem worse.
My moms are going to go bananas when they get home and find the tiger and the dog and the cat and the mouse all teamed up trashing the house.
Ah, you didn't tell your moms yet? You've got to tell them right now.
Ugh, yeah, but she's going to be real mad at me.
Yeah, but they're going to get real hurt if you don't tell them about the tiger.
And what about the dog, cat, mouse, ninja assassin squad? They're not dangerous?
Pete, you have to go call. One of them at least. Wait, did you say ninjas?
Yeah, ninjas. Can you believe it? Okay, I'll text her. Hold on a second.
While you do that, I'm going to quickly bring up a resource that I think would help our audience if they get into a similar problem like this. Here you go. This one's from Dr. Professor. Take it away, Doc.
Wow, really? Is that the intro we're going with? I thought we were gonna get that cool...
Yeah, that is the intro. It's all we had the budget for, and by the way, you're on.
Oh, well then. Hola, I'm Dr. Professor, and welcome to my laboratory. When we discover a problem that needs to be solved, we can make the problem worse if we don't take the time to brainstorm and think of many possible solutions before choosing a course of action. Meet Peyton. She's headed out for a walk. It's sunny and she's excited. No need to bring anything but her smile, right? Maybe. Well, she was enjoying her walk and all of a sudden the weather changed and it looked like it was about to rain. But she doesn't have an umbrella. That's a problem. A very wet problem. So, how can she fix it? The first thing that comes to her mind is run home! But without any head cover, she'll get soaked. Peyton, take a second and think through the possibilities. You could use your book bag as a head cover. You could run under a tree. You could run into the nearest store. See, there are many possible ways to solve a problem. But you gotta act fast. Okay, decision time. She decides to ask an adult for help. Quick, look around. Over there, the pizzeria. Remember that Maddie who works there is super friendly. Ask them for help. Once you're safe, take a second to think about how you can take responsibility for this problem. Be mindful of your actions. Yeah, you should have maybe brought an umbrella with you during the summer when rainstorms come around all the time. Boom. Problem solved, responsibility taken, crisis averted, pizza devoured. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, Peyton. Make sure you think about many ways to solve a problem before you go trying the first thing that pops into your head. Well, see you later.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Professor. Pete, did you tell your mom about this?
Nah, I just told her to text me, and when she gets here, then I'll climb out my window, meet her outside, have her take me for ice cream, and then, when we're done with all that fun stuff, we can come home and face this as a family.
Dude, putting off your problems is just as bad as not thinking through multiple possible solutions.
But why? You see, this way, I don't have to deal with it until later. See what I did there?
What you did was only make the problem worse by putting it off. You're just delaying the moment that she's gonna come home and be shocked to find some animal ninja crew going wild in her home.
Ugh, but all she will do is get mad at me right now. Why tell her?
Pete, that's not all she's gonna do. She's also gonna help you solve the problem. When we get ourselves in situations like this, sometimes we have to ask for help. Telling your mom about this would actually be a benefit in this situation. Sure, she's gonna be mad, and rightfully so. There are wild animals tearing up your house right now.
They're not wild anymore. They're my friends. But, okay, I think I see what you're saying.
Asking for help is a great way to solve the problem. 2 brains are better than 1.
Kind of like what we're doing right now. OMG. My mind is blown.
Yeah, exactly. But your mom will be a better help. She'll know exactly how to solve this problem.
Okay, so think of many possible solutions, don't put off the problem, deal with it as soon as possible, and finally ask for help to solve the problem. Awesome! And then I don't get into any trouble!
Not exactly. The real final step is taking responsibility for what you've done.
Huh? How is a mouse in the house my fault? I didn't bring them in. I blame some kind of bear or something outside for scaring them into my house.
You're right. The mouse in the house is not your fault, but nearly everything that happened after is. You need to take responsibility for not thinking through multiple solutions and making the problem worse. You have to apologize for your actions.
Okay. So, step 1, think the problem through. Try to find many possible ways to solve the problem. Step 2, deal with it as quickly as possible, don't put it off. That will only make it worse. Step 3, ask for help to solve the problem. 2 brains, better than 1. We can think of more solutions together. Step 4, if the problem is my fault, take responsibility for it. If I made it worse, own it and try to make it better by continuing to help solve the problem.
Exactly. I think you got it, dude.
Okay. Let me call my mom real quick. I'll be right back.
Great. While you do that, I'll use this time to take a fan question. Let's see what this fan has to ask us.
Hey, Pete and Thomas. First off, Pete, I love your tie. It's really cool. And Thomas, do you always wear plaid? Wait. That's not my real question. I want to know, why do you guys talk about kale so much? And why do you love it so much? Thanks. I'm a big fan of the show.
Kale, great question. First off, I'll definitely tell Pete about the compliment. He loves that tie. And secondly, I'll answer both of your questions just because I'm that kind of guy. First, not always plaid, but mostly plaid. Well, I guess it's always plaid. And secondly, we love kale because it's tasty and you can do so many different things with it and eat it in so many different ways. I think you should try it. Maybe you'll like it. Well, maybe you won't. And if you don't, that's also okay, but we think it's great. All right, let's see if Pete's back just yet.
Okay, so that actually went pretty well. She said she's going to call the zoo and have them just come pick the tiger up. She said we'll deal with the other stuff later when we get home.
That's great. Being responsible is always better than not being responsible. Let's say you and me real quick brainstorm a couple of ideas that you could have done instead of getting these animals in the house. Why don't you go first?
Okay, what about laser guns?
Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, that would have been a good idea. What about put cheese on a stick and lead the mouse out?
Oh, that's a tasty way. What about a mousetrap?
Yikes, that's pretty final. What if we tried writing him a letter and asking him politely to leave?
That's kind. What if we invited them to a party in the backyard?
What if we called his mom and made her tell him he had to come home?
Calling mom? Yikes, that's big time. What if we dressed up as ghosts and scared them out of the house?
Well, what if we just made friends with him and invited him over to play Xbox?
Dude, he's a mouse. They've got tiny little hands. How would they even hold the controller? They'd be all like, ugh, I can't even press a button. You've scored on me like 4 times. I hate being a tiny mouse playing Xbox.
Ha, I'm sure even as a mouse he'd still be better than me though.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think I'm going to tell my mom we should just make sure there's no food left out for the mouse to eat, and then we can put some peanut butter on an apple outside the front door, and he'll probably just leave on his own.
Whoa, that's actually brilliant. How did you figure that one out?
I just Googled how to get rid of a mouse without buying a cat, a dog, and a tiger. Seems like this is a fairly common problem.
Well, that's amazing. I never would have guessed it. Well, I'm glad we solved this problem. Good luck with the rest of your night. Thanks for calling with your question. And again, if you ever have any other questions or need help in between tutoring sessions, feel free to give me a call. Talk to you soon, Pete. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, Thomas.